After a week of working with systems of inequalities, we are back to systems of equations, which I think is kind of a breath of fresh air. So system of equations is two or more equations with the same variables. So an equation, we're looking at things with equal signs. The good thing about equations is we're not having to worry about shading or what type of line. And we can look at these two ways. We can look at it graphically, which is what we will do most of the time. Graphically, it is just the point where the two lines intersect. So if I have lines and they intersect at one place, this dot right here, my solution would just be the answer, the coordinates where they cross. So I have two equations right here, x minus 8, so I can count down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My slope is 1, or 1 over 1. Rise 1, run 1, rise 1, run 1. We're going to use the edge of our ID or a ruler to go ahead and graph those points. And because we're working with two equations on the same graph, I am going to label that real quick. So that was our y equals x minus 8. Because they're not inequalities, we don't have any type of shading that we have to do. And then negative 2x plus 1. So I'm going to start out at positive 1. My slope is negative 2, or negative 2 over 1. Go down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. Give ourselves several good dots. I'm going to label that real quick. Y equals negative 2x plus 1. That's just something that helps a lot, especially if I'm looking at a test and they give me a graph where they're already filled out. It helps to take 2 seconds and label them. My solution is the points where they cross. So that would be over 1, 2, 3. My x number would be 3. My y number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, comma, negative 5 is the points where those cross. So when we're solving them, my first step is to turn into slope-intercept form, which those both were slope-intercept form, which is just a fancy way of saying turn them into y equals. Number 2 starts out as y equals. On the back, I need to start turning them into y equals. If you need more paper, if you need more room, grab scratch paper. We have a ton of scratch paper. I don't want you using dry erase markers. I don't want you doing it on the desk because I want to be able to see it. If you need scratch paper, get it. We'll staple it to it. Get paper. You got plenty of room. Once they're in y equals, we're going to graph the lines. And then we are going to identify the solutions. So telling me the points where they cross. Now we do have a few special cases. Parallel lines, lines that don't intersect, have no solution, so 0 with a slash through it, or you can write out the words no solution. And then we have, let me grab another color. And then we have the same line. So it's like graphing a line. I'm going to say that is y equals 2x plus 4. I'm totally just making up some equation. And then they might give me another line that would simplify, or another equation that would simplify. So maybe something like 2y equals 4x plus 8. If I turn that into y equals, I'd end up with the same line. If I graphed them, those two lines would end up on top of each other. If for some reason I end up with the same equation, it would have infinite solutions. If they cross, I want the coordinates where they cross. If they're parallel, they have no solution. If they simplify down to the same line, they have infinite solutions. I'm going to go ahead and end this, work all the way through number 8. Check yourself on the iPad in the back, and then grab that homework sheet, which is where our grade is actually coming from. Let's get busy.